Hi everybody. Today is the day that I begin installing my Denali Electronics lights and accessories onto my 2022 Pan America. I'm pretty excited to get started. Today what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you an overview of all the various accessories I'm going to be installing on the Pan America. And then what we'll do is we'll go through and we'll start removing all the parts of the motorcycle that we need to remove in order to access the areas we need to get to in order to do the wiring and install brackets and that kind of thing. And then in the next video, we'll actually begin installing the components. And the way I'll do it is, or the way I plan on doing it is, we'll install one component per video. That way it makes it more manageable for you guys to watch and way more manageable for me to film. With that, let's get started. These are all the various components and lights that I plan on installing on my Pan America. We'll begin over here on the left. I have T3 switchback front turn signals. I plan on mounting these on my front handguards. I have a Denali DialDim controller. I debated whether to get this or get the CanSmart, but I like the idea of being able to fully control the brightness or dimness of my auxiliary lighting. And also I like that it puts the lighting on two different circuits. These are my D4s. I plan on mounting these just below and to either side of my headlight. This should give me a lot of visibility. I hear these are super bright. And also it'll make me, much more visible to cars on the road at night. I have a Denali SoundBomb Horn. I heard these on YouTube. These sound amazing. It's been my experience that with Harleys, the horn is always a little weak sounding, so this should take care of that and make me very loud in traffic to other cars. And I have these DMs. These will be used as running lights and as turn signals. I'm going to mount these on my front fender. And because they're going to be turn signals, I have amber lens covers for them. These other items are brackets and a little bit of wiring. This is wiring for the SoundBomb Horn. Don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I have it, and if I don't need it, they have a really good return policy at Denali, and I'll just return these. And I know that because I've already returned one thing, and it was a breeze. This here, I hope, makes my life easier. This is the Pan America specific wiring harness for the DialDim. Otherwise, you have to splice into the OEM wiring, and I just want to try to make this go as easy as possible because I think that I'm at the upper limit of my skills in installing this stuff, and I just want to make it go as easy as possible. And so there you have it. These are all the things I plan on installing. And with that, we'll go ahead and start removing parts from the Pan America so we can install these later on. The first thing we're going to remove, which is also probably the easiest, is the fairing. All you have to do is grab it right in here, and it's on with just a friction fit. So you just give it a pull, and it literally just pops right off. It's that simple. If you look in here, you could see that there's little plastic prongs, and they just slip right into these little like rubber grommet cavities, and they just stick in there with friction. Very easy to take on and off. Next, I'm going to remove the skid plate at the bottom of the Pan America. You can see here that I have it on the center stand. You can do this while it's on the kickstand, but the center stand just makes it easier. It's higher and it's all being kept level for you. Makes your life easier. There is a bolt right here and a bolt directly on the other side, and then there are 4 more underneath the skid plate for a total of 6 bolts. I'm not going to get video of me underneath the bottom getting off those 4 bolts because it's just such tight quarters. To get the bolts off, you'll need a Torx T40 bit. They all take a T40, so this is what you'll need to remove them. I've removed the skid plate, and you can see now that the battery and all the wiring is exposed, so we can easily access it. And now next, up here at the top, we are going to remove the crash bars. To remove the crash bars, you're going to have to remove 3 bolts. The first one here is underneath the fairing, but above the radiator. Let me see if I can point to it. There it is. That's the first bolt you'll have to remove. And then we'll come around to the other side of the crash bar, and right underneath the gas tank is the second bolt. And then the last one is down here near where the skid plate was. This is the third point. These bolts are all a 1/2 inch heads, so if you have a 1/2 inch ratchet bit, you'll be able to remove these bolts. It's a perfect fit. So let's go ahead and remove those 3 points and take off the crash bar. So right now, I'm just finishing removing the final bolt on this left side crash guard. And in fact, I think I can just do the rest by hand. There we go. That's the last one. And then it just comes off, and be gentle with it so I don't scratch anything. And there you go. Crash bar off. It was pretty simple. I'm going to do the other side crash bar right now. Chances are that if you're not removing your OEM front turn signals, you're not going to have to do it on both sides. You will probably only have to do the left side only, because this is where almost all the wiring is. But if you're removing your OEM front turn signals like I am, then you will have to remove both sides, because you need to remove the lowers in order to remove the turn signals. So next, we're going to remove the lowers. So we have 4 fasteners total on each lower. The first one is going to be under the front turn signal here, just adjacent to the radiator. So that's one. And the other 3 are all on the other side. Starting at the bottom, on this side it's under the hose. There's 1, 2, and then 3. The last one is right here, attaching the lower to the frame. So there's a total of 4 on each side, and they're in the same position on both sides. And these fasteners, you can remove them with a T30 Torx bit. I'm going to remove the last bolt on this side. There we go. They come loose very easily. There's not a lot of torque pressure on these. Take this off. There we go. So now that we have those removed, it should just slide right off here. There we go. And you'll see that it's still going to be attached by the wire to the turn signal. And what we have left is the lower. It's 3 pieces. It's a front and a back, and then this side piece, which is the shiny plastic. And in order to disassemble the lower, we're going to have a total of 6 fasteners, and I hope you could see these. But there's 3 inside. 1, 2, 3. 3 fasteners in there. Then up here at the top, there's going to be an additional 3. We've got, let me see, oh, they're on this side, the back side, sorry. We've got 1, 2, and then a third one right there. So there's 3 fasteners to take apart these 3 pieces. And to get all those fasteners out, you'll need a T25 Torx. T25 will do it. So I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to just finish up taking out the last fasteners that are holding the lower together. Let's get this one out. Okay. So now, as I said before, this is 3 pieces. The piece that you can get out fairly easily is the shiny black piece. And you're going to have to kind of work your way around the edges, and it will pop off. Excuse my head in the way. Okay. So now you'll see that you're going to have these two pieces together, there's a little bit of a trick to getting them apart without breaking anything. If you turn them over, okay, this is how they're together like this. If you turn them over, you'll see that they are connected with this little tab. The tab is on this piece here, and it goes into the hole on this piece here. It's kind of like a three-dimensional puzzle, but basically, if you just gently slide this one up like this, it will just pop right off. And then you just do the opposite to put it on. So that's how you take it apart without breaking the tab. And once you have that off, there's just one fastener left, and it's right here. This is the fastener that is actually holding in the bulb housing. And to get that off, you're going to need a different Torx bit than what we've just been using. This is a T30. T30 fits in there perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off and go put this up on my bench, and then I'll come back. Okay, so last I said I was going to unplug the OEM turn signal and then put it up on my bench and be right back. Well, that didn't work out because it does not unplug from where it was being held in the lower. So the view you have here, I'll explain where I'm at because it's a pretty tight camera shot. I'm in the center of the like the triple trees. This is a fork right here, and this is the center neck of the triple tree, and I hope I'm using that term correctly. And then here we're just right in the center of the motorcycle. This is very easily visible from the neck right here. And then just right here to the right is the gas tank. So I'm dead center here. There's a ton of wires, and you'll see that there is a Torx bolt here holding together this little triangular plastic piece. And I'm gonna take it off right now, and I'm using a Torx. Let me see, what size am I using? This is a T25 Torx bit. Okay, and that's what it looks like I'm gonna have to use to get the OEM turn signal unplugged. So my hand's going to be away just for a moment. Okay, it's pretty loose, so let me just do it by hand. Let me put this down and be prepared for a Torx bolt to fall to the ground. Okay, let me reach in and grab it. Okay. So the whole plastic piece just came off. It was just being held in by the one fastener. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. So as I look in here, this is the wire that is holding the turn signal. And then I could see right in here clearly that it is the blue lead. And there are other accessories that are plugged in here, but the blue lead is pretty easy to see. Let me reach in here and see if I can just pop it out. I might not because it's a tight fit. Let me try it this way. I'm kind of doing it by feel, which is probably not the smartest thing. Oh yeah, I had it out because I just snapped it back in. All right, there we go. It popped right out. So it is the blue lead here, and it's got the gray plug. From what I remember from the Denali video that I watched, the left side here, they use the gray plugs, and then the right side uses the black plugs. So I guess I'll figure out how true that is, because some things have already been different on my Pan America than on their video. So now I'll give you a better view of everything in my hand. Stand by. All right, so this was the piece of the lower where the headlight was being fastened. And this is the part that I just unplugged from the wiring power supply that it was plugged into. And now you can see that the light can now be separated from the lower, and now I will go put it up on my bench. Well, I am finished for today. We removed the skid plate, and you can see we really exposed all the wiring from the battery and voltage regulator area all the way up the side here. All these wires that are routed here, there's a ton of them, and they were hidden by the left lower. And then as we go up, you could see in the center there, let me turn the wheel so you can see it better. There we go. You can see that all that wiring in the center is exposed now from where we removed that triangular plastic piece. And then on the opposite side, it looks a little bit different. Let me turn the wheel this way. There we go. And in there, that's what this side looks like. You can see it's a little bit different. There's a large, I don't know, yellow bit in there. And so it looks a little bit different than the other side. Most of the wiring is definitely on that other side. And over here under this lower was just the radiator fill area. So there's really no wiring here at all, which is why I was saying if you're not going to remove your OEM turn lights, you could probably just leave this side lower on and just deal with the other lower only. With that, thank you for watching. I hope I could help anybody who is interested in this kind of thing. If you can, please hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon.